I want you to ride that wave like a surf with a surfboard. And QLA is the surfboard. Cutting down all the poor people as you're running over the top of their heads, splitting their heads open. Better if you have a big wielding sword. Boom! Boom! That's what I want for you. So we're up there and the shaman's dancing around. He says, assume the position. He meant this. You go like this. And to me, it's like hugging a tree. And he did some incantation. And so then he tells the audience, do it as well. And so we go, and we have blindfolds. And I say, Sally, I can see the little prick through my forehead. Now, all the people that are within a distance to hear my voice, I didn't know this, all turned around and took their blindfolds off and they're watching me. And I go, he's dancing. And then Sally says, are you afraid? I said, no, I just don't understand why I can see him through my forehead. Chakra. I was viewing him. People spend their whole lives trying to view through their third chakra. I did it in 10 seconds. 10 fucking seconds. And I said, what do I do now? And the kid, the mentee that was with me, he said, we could turn this into a lot of money. Which hadn't dawned on me. So then the deal's over. The experience is over. So now I'm back at Mary's house, and I told Mary that. Mary said, oh, bullshit, I don't believe you. So I did it again in the kitchen, and I went hum, and this time I only closed my eyes. I had nothing covering them. And I did it again. I could see her. And and I don't know, all the cosmos were aligned. I don't know what it was, but I did it twice. But the people at the seminar wanted to come and touch me, like I was holy, like I was Moses or something. And I tell people, unless you got big tits and blonde and you're on your back and your legs are in the air, don't touch me. I'm not interested in you touching me. I'm not a hugger. I think that's repulsive. Most of you in this room are huggers. Steve Jobs never hugged me. Bill Gates never hugged me. I don't believe Warren Buffett in May is gonna hug me. Why do you hug? Because you want to be accepted. Down deep inside, you all want to be liked, if not loved at some level, because of the lack thereof that you had growing up. Not the smothering love that some of you experienced. Moms have a way of making you a pussy by smothering you. What you really want is respect. The guys want respect from another man, not a hug. Very few people like the way I do what I do. The message is lost on most of the planet because they shoot the messenger, and then therefore the message doesn't get across. But I do that on purpose. I've met the Queen twice, very polite, did all the right things. I know what is expected of a senior executive type, but that and $7 will buy me a coffee latte at the airport. And what is standard operating procedure, or now called conventional wisdom, won't make you a dime. So for you to utilize QLA, I want you to be all you can be, not a fraction thereof. I think we were put, the only religious type thing I say is right now, I'm sure we were put on this earth however we got here, not to be a fraction of what we could be. I believe with all my heart that if there's one in there, well, you can't feel anything, but to be all we can be. And that's what QLA is all about. That's why we're so successful in athletics. We're so successful in creating money. But the most successful we are is trimming fat off a girl's fat asses. We can trim down a girl like a fucking chainsaw, cutting the lard off their ass. Because when they don't lose weight, you know, this is not a 12-step program. For those of you that have been exposed to 12-step programs, hi, my name's Dan, I'm an alcoholic, and blah, 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 and you tell your bullshit, you know, and then you sit down. Then 3 months later, you stand up, my name's Dan, and I slipped. And then everybody comes up and jelly rolls you. You know, jelly rolls, they hug you. They jelly roll you. This is not a jelly roll program. And because they forgive you. You slip in this program, not only don't I forgive you, I throw you the fuck out. It's the antithesis of the jelly roll. Yet I still have people for 20, 25 years sending me weekly reports. I have not sent one kind word on that weekly report in 20 years. The most I get is, keep pushing, you cunt. Don't bother me anymore if you can't get your head out of your ass. Those are the kinder remarks. My favorite is, keep pushing, you cunt. Yeah, we still get them. Because I would rather have, and I believe most men, I can't speak for all women, most men would rather have the respect of a real man than a hug from him. And we got a lot of huggers. Not just you, I mean, virtually everybody. Not everybody, that's an exaggeration. That's a Trump exaggeration. But almost everybody, you know, when you see people meet, they go and they hug. And now, I never figured out, in Europe, they kiss on both cheeks. I don't get that, okay? And in some, pardon? In some, it's 3 kisses. 2 kisses on this. I don't get that. I just don't. And I know my family's originally from Segovia, Spain, and my grandfather's from Palermo, which you probably don't count as real Italy, but anyway, but I never saw any of those people, you know, they didn't hug and kiss anybody. I'm not going to ask you who are the huggers and kissers, because it's on YouTube and I don't want you to be marked for life, but it's just the normal way. Now, I used to hug my grandmother. I used to give my mother a little hug.
Your dad? Your dad? Did you hug your dad?
Right at the end. Right at the end. My dad, he never told me he loved me until when he was about 85. I said, you know, Dad, I love you. He looked up at me and kind of giggled and, yeah, I know it, but it doesn't mean anything, son, because it doesn't. In the cosmos of time, in the big cosmos of the 13.8 billion years that the planet or the Big Bang, Bill Gates, Zuckerfucker, me, Steve Jobs are not a fart in the wind. Does everybody understand that? Not a fart in the wind. I hope the world ends the day after I die. The day after they've burned my ashes in a, hopefully a crematorium that one of my mentees scammed somebody on, and then the world ends. Because the world's going to end in 3 or 4 billion years anyway because it's going to be enveloped by the sun. I'm sure you all know that. Well, I'm not going to last that long, but I mean, the next day, that wave that I showed you, wait a minute. The big motherfucker when it comes. The big motherfucker, there we go. There we go. Dun, 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 dun. And that poor little horse. I want you to ride that wave like a surf with a surfboard. And QLA is the surfboard. Cutting down all the poor people as you're running over the top of their heads, splitting their heads open. Better if you have a big wielding sword. Boom! Boom! That's what I want for you. And down deep inside, you still have those caveman genes. You still have, back in caveman days, you see a guy walking by with a good-looking girl, you just hit the guy in the fucking head with a club and take her. You drag her off to your cave and fuck her for practice, right? You still have that DNA. I'm not suggesting you hit some guy in the head and take his girl. Because the guys are such cunts now, you can just take the girls anyway. You don't even have to hit them in the head. The guys are such weenies. Because down deep inside, you all seen a woman that you would like to ravage, that didn't belong to you. There's not a man that's got balls and a dick that hasn't had that feeling once before. But now you go to jail, unless you're in certain parts of the world where you don't go to jail for that. And I'm not recommending that you do that, but you do have it in you. And so I'm here to lighten the fire. And most of you will use the collective of the board as your tough guy. That's fine. We got plenty of guys that do that. But somebody, someplace in the equation's got to be tough. Otherwise, they're going to eat you alive. Otherwise, one of my other mentees is going to eat you alive. One of my other mentees. Yes, sir.
Do the kids, as you speak, toughen up? Or
yeah, some of you do toughen up. But you're not going to go from, we don't have, normally there's a nice cute little gal here. You're not going to go from her to me. But we don't have, we got guys, and actually, I don't change the seminar when the gals are here. We've had priests, nuns go through the seminar, rabbis, shaman. I mean, the seminar's the same for everybody. But you're not going to go from, from one end of the continuum to the other end of the continuum. You're just not. Now, if you were 8, the Spartans took the kids away from their parents when they were 7, 8 years old. For a reason. Self-esteem is built the first 7 or 8 years. So whatever the parents could do, the Spartan warriors took them off to train them. And the kids that were, had a club foot or something was wrong when they threw in I'm not suggesting they threw in a ditch, they let die. But the first 7 or 8 years, your parents fucked up. The Catholic Church has got a deal in Latin. I can't say it anymore, but it says, you give me your flock the first 7 or 8 years and we will own them. The Catholic Church has their hands so far up my ass, I'm surprised you don't see the fucking Pope popping out my mouth. They had me for 13, 14 years. I wanted to be a priest. I would have been the fucking Pope. The other way out of the ghetto, the barrio, I didn't have any athletic ability, was the church. That was going to be my way out till I discovered money. And then the world has been my oyster ever since. Tonight we're eating again in the castle. Tomorrow is pugilism time for those of you that are signed up. And that'll be the last thing on the agenda for tomorrow. I'll finish reading the homework. I don't like to say this, maybe I'm speaking too early, but it wasn't bad, homework. Some of you put some real effort, which I can tell. Some of you that didn't put so much effort tonight put in more effort, but err on the side of length because it really allows me to see what you understand and what you don't. But some of you, and I'd like to say that the guys that did the best went to the one day. That's not really true because I don't know when I'm reading it who went to the one day or who didn't. But we've got a lot of requests for a one day again, which I'm not going to do. But a one day in the United States, which a lot of people came a long, long way to hear me flap my lips for a few hours, which was nice, gratifying. But but unless you pull the fucking trigger, guys, in this particular group, all guys, it doesn't mean shit. So I don't get any warm and fuzzy feeling for people sitting down and paying me to talk. That's fine. but I get the warm and fuzzy feeling when I get something like from the billionaire couple and some of the other guys. I get letters quite often. Actually, Kat gets them. I don't get telling me that made $1 jillion overnight. And we verify it as much as we can. If we can't verify the numbers, we don't use it because God only knows, what they're smoking or what they're on. But there's no doubt that the system works. Any questions before? Who's my 5:30? 6:30. Okay, we got a combination of Asian experience. The
Asian special.
Yeah. Yeah. Any questions about anything?
Say hello tonight.
Pardon?
Say hello tonight.
No, yeah, you're gonna see films tonight, and same homework, and drink 7, dinner 7:30. And Sally and I will see you there, and then the 5:30 I'll see you in a few minutes in my office. Yep, 15 minutes. Very good. Okay.